appreciate it. It's reciprocated, bro.
For sure, man. For
Yes,
sure.
sir.
So, man, can we get into the album now?
Let's talk about it. My bad. I just had to, you know what I'm saying? I had to give you flowers real quick.
Appreciate that, man, because it's so many questions that I have that's based around the album. Okay, I said I was gonna remember the track list, but the one song that that I wanted to ask you about is "Stay Alive," and then "Richest Man in Babylon," and the "Slow Grind."
Okay.
So let's start here because I want to know "Slow Grind," man.
Yes, sir.
You and what's his name? Oso James.
Oso James, yeah. Shout out to bro.
How did that song come about, man?
So, Slow Grind, you know, what's funny about this album is, right? So the album is called Joseph. And I named it that because this is like a culmination of my journey, right? You know, originally it was going to be called 13 Years Later because everything, you know, kind of started happening in year 13. And also it took 13 years biblically for Joseph to go from slavery to his role as a prominent figure in Egypt. So it was just the whole, like, you know, serendipity of that. And but I just realized, like, 13, I don't want to date it by just like 13 years because it's more than that. And that's where I kind of came up with the phrase, the story is the name. For most people who don't know Joseph, my name, you know, my artist name is an acronym for joy, sacrifice, pain, hustle. So that's where that comes from in the album.
Okay.
And
That's
as
fire, though.
yeah.
That's fire.
Thank you, bro.
That's fire.
Thank you.
Okay.
As I was going through the process of 2024, you know, I had, you know, some really high highs. And at the same time, I had some really low lows. And so all the while I'm making this project as I'm going through all of them. And I was like, man, this project feels like joy, sacrifice, pain, and hustle. And one of my close friends, my homie D, King Donnie, he actually challenged me to show all sides of me in this project. He was like, don't you comfortable giving us the hustle and the sacrifice part and the pain. Like, show some other sides, show the joy too. Like give us the full scope of who you are. And so as I was making it, that was what I wanted to do. But I also didn't want to just abandon records that I had put out before that just didn't have a place in a body of work. And I felt like, and Slow Grind was one of those. That was on the Home Team project we put out back in 2022.
Really?
But that one and Feed the Babies.
Feed the Babies is my shit. I love that shit.
Yeah, that's a great one, bro. I love that song too, bro. I love that song, man.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I don't want to just abandon it. I don't believe in that, you know, just abandoning your art. And so I was like, it just fit perfect on the project. But when I wrote the record, it was at a time where it was like right as I got like out of the season where I was only focused on just rebuilding my family. So that's 2021, where I was just like, I'm only rebuilding my family. And this time I ain't focused on no music, I ain't focused on none of that. That's why I said you niggas got comfortable while I was gone. But now I'm back home, back in my spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I noticed a lot of people had started mimicking some of the things I was doing. Some people who are prominent in the city, they just started mimicking things that I was doing, or literally biting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, like trying to replicate some of the stuff I had did. And I just noticed that. And so, you know, we just put it in song form. And and then I grabbed Oso and he hopped on it, and he just, you know, brought the energy on his part, on his verse too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you feel like your career has been a slow grind?
Oh, for sure. 13 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
but that's just a testament to my life. My life has been like that. I've never been, even when I hooped, I wasn't the guy who like was 8 years old who just stood out. That wasn't me. I was the dude who had to go through the fire and earn every single thing. I earned every camp invitation I got. I earned every spot on every team. Like, I earned, you know, going to state for the first time. I earned it the second time. Like, I earned every single thing. In college, the same way. I went JUCO first. And if you know about basketball in JUCO, you know there is no grind like that. Like, if you seen Last Chance U, it's real, guys. It's not scripted. That's what it is like. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to all, you know, my teammates from Jacksonville College, but I had to earn everything. You know, and I watched my parents do that. They had to earn everything. My mom's a hairstylist. You know, that's an independent grind.
Yeah.
My dad, the same thing with he used to like do flooring and stuff. That's a grind. You got to build up rapport with people. That's over time. And my dad always said, if you build it, they will come. And so that's just always been, you know, my approach is like just stick with it. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna give up? You don't know. The day you give up might be the day it's supposed to happen.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I can't live with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Some people good with that. Like, whatever. I can't go to sleep off that.
Yeah.
You know? So,
yeah.
man, my life is a slow grind.
Man, and I feel like the slow grind is always more beneficial in the long term. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you have these big wins and then you take off and you like, I don't even know what the steps are or what I need to do in between because you had such a skyrocket, you know, thing happen to you.
Yeah.
I think slow grind is always the best way to go. You know what I
builds
mean?
character.
Yeah.
It builds character. Like, you know, Ho said, I watch him, you know, I watched the, what do you say, the Rovers roll up with ribbons. I seen them resold, repoed, and redriven. Like, because people come and go. At like and they don't know how to handle the ebbs and flow. But I know what it is.
Yeah.
I know what that is because I hooped. And I hooped at a high level.
Yeah.
Some games you have a great game where you might just not miss nothing. And in the next game, you might can't buy a bucket. Like, but what are you gonna do? You're not gonna quit the season? Nah. You gotta learn how to manage it. My coach used to say it, rest in peace to Coach Jenkins, he just passed. But he said, never get too high on the highs, never get too low on the lows. Just stay even keel and stay at it. And that's the challenge. It's just to continue to approach the work the same way every day, no matter what's going on.
Yeah.
Feel the emotions. You're going to be hurt. Like this year, bruh, with all the high highs I had and the low lows, like I wanted to like tap out like for real. Like,
Really?
Yeah, for sure, bruh. I was ready. I was done. I told the bros, I'm like, I don't know if I can handle the emotional toll that this is taking on me anymore. Not at this age, at 33. Like, I got kids, I got a wife, like, I got things I want to do in the community. I don't know if I can continue, because to do things like what we doing when you building, there takes a level of selfishness and sacrifice in it. You know, that's when you get a song like Treasures, right? It like, am I chasing the wind or pleasing God with all my efforts? Like, is this for real? Like, is this actually worth all of the stuff that comes with it? The sacrifice, the pain? Is it actually worth it? You know what I'm saying? Like yesterday, I had I was performing at Maker's Gym and my son had a baseball game. It's like I'm only there for I only got to see 2 innings and I had to jet because I made that commitment. And it's like, is it really, really worth it? You know what I'm saying? It's that tension of like, and I question myself if I still wanted to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, do I still want to do that? You know, but you know, when you get guys like you calling and saying how much they resonate with the album, then you reminded like, oh yeah, this is why you make it. Like, you make art. Like, this is why you do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because I called you when I listened to it the first time, I was like, I feel like I could see your soul on this album. You know what I mean? And I feel like you allow me in to see who Joseph really is. You know what I mean? And I was like, man, like this album is so deep. And on the album, on the record, Stay Alive, you talked about seeing one of your buddies get shot. Was that real?
Yeah, so it was my teammate, Sheldon, and I didn't see him die.
Okay.
I didn't see him get shot. So, and then I'm about to give you a big reveal on that song. So the first verse is from my perspective. The second verse, I'm rapping from the shooter's perspective. The third verse, I'm rapping from the park's perspective that he got killed at, as if the park was a person. So that's why I'm talking like that. August 10, 2015, sunrise, my daily routine. A broken heart in my circumference is something that was seldom seen. Because when you go to the park, what's usually happening at the park?
People
Smiles,
hooping,
is
chilling.
joy,
Yeah.
right? And so I'm rapping from the park's perspective, watching everything happen. And the park that he died at was called they called it the 23rd Park. That's why I said he died at 23. Ironic, that's what they named me. Forever immortalized in our heart, Shell D. because I'm rapping from the Parks perspective about what
Okay.
happened to him. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to pay homage to him. You know, that was something I had carried with me for a long time. Like I said in the verse, like Shell D got popped in his lung. That was the moment that sparked my depression. That was the first time I really like knew something was wrong, and I was having a real bout with like depression. You know what I'm saying? Basketball had just ended, and then he dies. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I met my wife because of him. You know, like
Wow.
I took the college visit to Jacksonville College, just tagging along with him to get out of class. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't even supposed to go, but they were kind of recruiting me. But you know, I was at the time I was gonna commit to SMU, and I just went just to like, shoot, I can get out of class and go hoop and free food.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
You know, and I because I stayed in the gym, I was prepared, and bro was like he was really outside, you know, and he was the cool fly guy, and he wasn't as prepared as me, and so I looked a little better than him that day, and they offered me instead of him, but I end up going there, and that's where I meet my wife, and you see what I'm saying?